Guys, yesterday Donald Trump did the unthinkable and signed the executive order to form a strategic Bitcoin reserve. I believe many people have not grasped yet the ripple effects of that massive amount of money that is in the coming weeks flowing into Bitcoin and to crypto market. And this could be the turning tide that we have been waiting for. So let's go. Guys, as you can see, I have repositioned myself a little bit because I finally got my new desk that I was waiting for. So good news, not only on the crypto side, also for my office that is finally getting here in the proper direction. So now let's jump here directly into what actually happened yesterday. I was falling half asleep when he actually went and signed the executive order where Trump confirmed the Bitcoin reserve plans. So and as you can see here on that Forbes article, Donald Trump has firmly embraced Bitcoin and crypto this year. As the leak reveals, Russia could be about to start a Bitcoin Cold War. So and that is something that I would be personally looking forward to, because if now countries start competing to create Bitcoin physical reserve, not only the US, but let it be Russia, China, the UK, and other superpowers out there, what do you think is going to happen to the Bitcoin price and the overall prices in crypto? They will just start to skyrocket because they will try to outbid each other to get as many Bitcoins as possible to get inflation down and a lot of other problems that we have in the traditional financial markets right now. Sorry, I'm still having a small frog in my throat. It's horrible. And just let me get here one of my pills, and then I will be a little bit better again. So let's move on here. So let me see here. I actually did not read the article because I saw the video where he signed the executive order. So they are expecting here. Let's see here. So first of all, they are expecting that Bitcoin is eclipsing the $16 trillion gold market. This is not surprising. We knew that this was coming at some point. We are already right now at 6 trillion. We are expecting in this bull run that we reach a market cap of $6 to $10 trillion. So potentially in the next bull run, we're gonna eclipse the gold market with the total market cap. So furthermore, there are also plans right now and talks that the war between Russia and Ukraine should be stopped really soon. And I saw something really funny. It's not crypto related, but I would love to see that. I actually posted on my Twitter account the response to it. Putin wants Fauci to be extradited to Russia for crimes against humanity and make it part of the peace deal for Ukraine. So that it would be amazing to see that. Just as a side note, you know. So it is really funny and a nice plot twist, you know, for Fauci to see something like that. So here, when we look at the DXY, everything is going according to plan. I told you guys yesterday I was expecting a further breakdown here. Also today, I expect if we get here more continuation when the US markets are opening. They're opening here in roughly in an hour and a half from my time here. So and we could come as low as 107 points roughly. From there, you will most likely get some consolidation, and then by next week, you get continuation to the downside. So now when we look at the order book for Bitcoin, currently we have a lot of sell pressure in the market, but Bitcoin is not having it. So even though we have here almost 3,000 Bitcoins, all the way up to $115,000, Bitcoin is like, I don't care. I keep pushing here a little bit higher because of the good news. If I go here all the way down to, let it be here, 106,000. So then you see there is not a lot stopping Bitcoin actually to reach 106,000 and also to go here to potentially back. Yeah, I would say Bitcoin could reach potentially $109,000. I think that might be the ceiling for today. 1,000 Bitcoins out of the market that are being sold. That could be something that is in the realm of possibilities for today, as long as we are keeping here the pressure on the buy side and falling not below here almost 2,000 Bitcoins. So we are roughly, a little bit, tiny little bit below that. But let's say it's 2,000 Bitcoin here right now. Oh, sorry, that should not be happening. Just something annoying. So now, when we go into the Bitcoin chart, on a 12-hourly chart, we have reclaimed this upper range here of the VPVR, which is really, really important for us for continuation. As long as we are able to hold this, we should get a breakout here in the next 48 to 72 hours, in my opinion, for multiple reasons. One reason is that the stochastic just bottomed out here today and is now giving us a buy signal going back to the upside. The RSI is going here sideways, but this can easily change back here to the upside when I look at the lower time frames. And at the same time, we are forming here a downward sloping trend line, which you can argue on lower time frames is also a symmetrical triangle. I'm going to show it to you here in a moment. And we are holding above the EMA ribbon, which we retested yesterday at the daily close. No, yesterday at the same time around. Yeah, yesterday exactly around the same time we were testing the EMA ribbon and bounced from that back to the upside. So here, the next major level to watch if you want to add to a Bitcoin trade, if you have currently one running like me, would be a break above $105,700, $106,000, something like that. That would be one of the levels where I would be adding. And then, like I said yesterday, the last level where you want to be adding is around $110,000, and then you let it completely right to the upside. Here on the 4-hourly time frame, you see exactly what I mean with that symmetrical triangle. Guys, and while we are here, don't forget to smash up the like button. You know, here's only 130 viewers right now. That's actually, this is a miserable number actually for one of our streams, guys. You know, so smash up the like button. We need to get more people in here. Destroy the like button. I want to see that thing burning. So when we are looking here at the MDX algo scalp gradients, then you can clearly see that we are back in a purple phase and about to break out of that symmetrical triangle. We're also at the right sweet spot to do so. So here is, come on. So here, that is our window where we want to break out. So between today and Saturday afternoon, so that is rough. How many hours is this from now? So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 4-hourly candles, 28 hours. That is the time window that we have from the current 4-hourly candle where we want to see that breakout be happening. I think we're going to face a little bit resistance here around the $107,000 level. There are some wicks up here, and we have not managed to stay above that level convincingly. So expect here that we are not directly smashing through that. We might come up here, get a small pullback again, and then the following candle is actually going through and going higher. On the react indicator, also here, we are slowly warming up again, but we are nowhere near a red phase. So and that just tells me that the next logical target for Bitcoin might be not here only the 111 and the almost $14,000 level on the weekly time frame. It might be all the way up here at $118,000, $117,400 at the 4.618 on the Fibonacci extension levels. So that is getting us really, really close to the $120,000 mark that I mentioned here in the thumbnail. And if we are not hitting $120,000 straight away when we get updated, at least we will get really, really close to it. And then if we get then from there some consolidation within that range, then you get that move and that touch the $120,000. So this can happen, in my opinion, as early as within the next 2 to 4 weeks, that we are actually going all the way up to $120,000, because you should not forget a move to $120,000 is for Bitcoin not crazy right now. So that is a little bit less than 14% from current price. So we have seen crazier things with Bitcoin, you know. So if Bitcoin makes here 3 consecutive days a 5% move, we are already there, you know. So it can happen really, really quickly, or 3% consecutive over 5 days, you know. It can happen really, really quickly. But I like to have a more conservative approach and give it a little bit more time, because we are here between that $105,000 and $108,000 level now for quite a while. And I want to see here a proper breakout, and depending on the breakout, we can then reassess the situation where we are then potentially getting that touch point of the $120,000. Guys, don't forget, on ZoomX, I forgot yesterday something. If you want to take part in the National Cup, you of course need to deposit some money there. So if you want to trade on ZoomX and also make $1 million, don't forget, guys, I have $1 million here in this account, and I started with 100K 2 months ago. Then sign up with the link in the description, take part in the National Cup, and maybe you win the whole prize pool for your designated country. So deposit there. I think it's $500 to take part in the cup and show them what you got. I can't do it, unfortunately, because I right now don't have the time, you know. So I'm moving around my office and shit like that, you know. So I would love to, but right now I keep sitting on my $1 million, you know, for the time being. Then on the liquidation levels, we have cleaned up most of the liquidity that was sitting here immediately below us. We have here some 50x longs sitting at $102,400. They could get swept at some point, but I don't expect that to be happening over the next 2-3 days. Because the directional move here right now is pointing in here into that cluster of $110,000, $113,000 over the following days. Once we are hitting this level, if there is again some crazy news coming out with whatever, you know, so that could send us a little bit down again. But I think that even these positions that are sitting down here, like I mentioned the other day, they are quite safe. They're either gonna take profit, or they get on the way down here. If we come back down, they're just gonna raise their stop losses, and they're gonna get stopped out at some point. So, but I don't believe that we're gonna see a major turning point and taking out these liquidation levels here anytime soon, because, like I said, we are above here the 50 moving average, and liquidity is still massively stacked here above us. And this is right now the most attractive area for market makers to go to. And you can also see that here on the 3-day chart, all the way up here at $106,420. I definitely see that to be touched here in the next 12 to 18 hours. Once we are through that level, we should get a short squeeze from $107,000 all the way up here to $108,100. There we're going to consolidate a little bit, and from there you get then the next leg in direction of $110,000 with a second attempt to break that level. On the 1 hourly chart, we have broken the downward sloping trend line and also the horizontal level, which is the mid-range of our trading range. Remember, guys, I told you you can get a little bit cheeky with a Bitcoin trade here once we are breaking this downward sloping trend line. So if you would have caught this trade somewhere here or even here, you would have done pretty well for yourself right now on that scalp trade. Let's say you would have caught it here, and you would use like 25x leverage, you would be up roughly 30% on a trade right now. Here on the 1 hourly chart, looks like we will come down a little bit more and consolidate around the mid-range level here of $104,600 in the short term. That means potentially the next 4 to 6 hours-ish where we're going to see something like this. But then afterwards, I see here a move into the top of the range here, once again into the prior all-time high, all the way up to $110,000, as I mentioned earlier. So now, today, guys, I'm not forgetting about it, you know. So today I'm not forgetting about it. Yesterday I announced it and I forgot about it to do it. So we're gonna pull 2 winners right now that getting their account funded. Random numbers, random number generator. So sorry about that, you know. So I was thinking about it, and then I did not do it. And then when I was preparing the stream today, I was like, oh shit, I actually did not do it, you know. So I was talking about it and forgot about it. So here, that was, I think, 10 numbers. Yes, 10 numbers. So from 1 to 10. The first one is number 10. So that is this one here. So Bybit number 1 416790029. Your account will get funded after the stream right away. So congratulations, you will get $500. Don't forget, guys, you cannot withdraw these $500. If you try, Bybit will directly take them off your account. You know, you cannot withdraw them. You can only trade with them, but you can keep all the profits. The profits are withdrawable. So let's take another number. Oh, and number one. This is funny. So, and also account number one here. 407816434. Also, you won $500 that are not withdrawable, but the profits are. So let me just mark them quick here. And like I said, after the stream, I will get you immediately funded, guys. Immediately, without any hesitation. So this cell is what I want to color. Why? Okay, it doesn't matter. I do it later. I'm coloring it for myself. So, but the two accounts are there. You guys have won the each $500 to your account. See, my Bitcoin trade is also right now back in profits here on Bybit. If you want to be the next one getting your account funded before we're actually starting the major altcoin run, sign up on Bybit today. You have until Sunday No, sorry, actually Monday. I'm gonna pull another 2 winners on Monday, guys. Another 2 winners on Monday, but you need to sign up right now on Bybit. There is a link in the description, and you can also still get another free airdrop position if you deposit at least $200 in your Bybit account, guys. So make sure to take advantage of that. So yeah, and here, on this specific Bybit trade, I'm gonna add later, maybe, a little bit more money. You see, I still here $45,000 available in this account. Also, this account, I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm gonna flip this account in the next 3 months to $1 million. I did it with the ZoomX account. You're gonna see it with this account. This account is in total sitting already at $170,000. It's just a stupid COTI trade dragging me down. Once I'm out of that COTI trade and that COTI trade flips into profit, I will be sitting at like $400,000 or $500,000 already. That might be happening in the next 4 to 6 weeks. And from 500K to $1 million is not that big of a jump actually anymore, you know. So that is something that I can manage within 2-3 weeks. And then you will see also this account will be sitting at $1 million. So keep your eyes peeled so that you can take the same trades to potentially take your account from 1,000 to 10,000 or from 10,000 to 100,000, wherever you are standing with your portfolio. So now when we're looking at the Bitcoin dominance is dropping here today a little bit while Bitcoin is going up. That is exactly what we want to see here. You could also argue that Bitcoin is here over the last couple of hours at least going a little bit sideways, and that's why the dominance is going down. This overall trajectory will continue here to the downside over the next following days. That's at least what I'm seeing right now. We have not broken 58.9% on the dominance. And therefore, that is now massive resistance from my point of view. And we should get continuation here to the downside. In the next major level to break is 58%. From there, we go all the way down to 57. And once we break 57, the real altcoin season will finally start. And the overall fractal will then finally have played out that we have here for such a long time already. When we're looking at the total free market cap, also here, we got a nice bounce from the bottom of that supporting block. I think we are done with the overall correction. So here, that candle was the low point in the total free market cap. And from here, it's just upwards and onwards in direction into a new all-time high. As soon as we break 1.16 trillion dollars worth of market cap, you're going to see that we fly here to 1.2, 1.26, something like that. That's where the next stop is. For the total free market cap before we get any consolidation or correction again. Ethereum also tries to break out here right now from that downward sloping trend line. Remember, guys, I told you this will be a tough one for Ethereum to do so because of the amount of time that we have spent here below that trend line already. And at the same time, the golden ratio is also acting here as massive resistance. But when let's have a look at the 12-hourly chart. So this looks like that we could get here with the daily close a push above the golden ratio. So if we are getting this here with the next following 12-hourly candles, a close and a push above the golden ratio of $3,485, $3,500 ish, then I believe that we are not coming back anytime soon here below the golden ratio again. There is a potential that we come down here to the 0.618 to range here a little bit, but once we are then taking off from here, there's no looking back anymore, and you're gonna see Ethereum finally exploding because of the time expansion that we actually have seen here, and all the hatred that is right now hitting Ethereum, where people say it's not doing anything for the last 7 months. It was like more or less around the same price in the first week of every single month. So that will just lead to a hated rally. So if you want to get into an Ethereum trade, once we are breaking here above $3,400 and having a 12-hourly candle closed above here, that might be your signal to start building a position. So I'm not saying you should get all in, but start building a position, and you go all in on Ethereum with the money that you want to put into Ethereum once we are staying above $3,500. That's what I would do, because then the next target is $5,000 and $6,000 really, really quickly, and it might be happening quicker than people actually anticipated. So here with Solana, everything is going according to plan. The overall layout that I had given you here of the trajectory of the price is coming into fruition. We are following this plan here to the T. And now we are running here again into that $270 resistance. In the worst case, I see here a small rejection back to like $260, and then some more consolidation, and then by tomorrow, after tomorrow, the breakthrough in direction of $300 with a potential break of the $300 mark, and creating a new all-time high here for Solana. So also here, if you want to add to your position, either a break of $270 or a move back to $260, this is where you want to add or open a new position on Solana and let this ride, because when I go here to especially to the daily chart, here the RSI is not overbought yet, and the stochastic RSI is also just peaking above or trying to peak above the overbought area. So here is definitely some more juice left to go higher, and this could go as high as $330, $350 before this is coming back down. And at the same time, I just saw this. There is this W pattern on Solana. Look at this here. Oh, come on, give it to me. So, and here the technical target of the W pattern, that alone is already $310. So, and Solana will not stop there once we are getting there. I believe that we are pushing higher than that. So, but there you have already a pretty safe target once we are breaking the neckline of $270, which will give you a 13%, 14% move to the upside. So therefore, like I said, you want to make sure that you are in a Solana position once we are breaking above that level or coming back to $260. Then Link also above the $25.5 mark here. Once again, we are still technically a little bit consolidating. Let me actually have a look here. Yeah, so you can argue that we are still below that downward sloping trend line here. So once we are breaking above that, I would also either add to my position or open a new position, and then you trade this here into $29. $29 would be the next stop for me. From there, you should take a little bit profit before we go to $31. And there you take again a little bit profit. If you are still in a position or you have something left of your position, you can keep it and then just run it up higher to potentially all the way up to $40. So, and just in case that we would come back down here a little bit, we could come down as low as $24.60, but I'm not seeing it coming lower than that if we're actually turning around at this downward sloping trend line. The next one is Lido. Lido is exploding here today because of the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. I saw this earlier when Lido started moving. I was unfortunately too slow to catch a trade, but I hope that at least some of you guys were able to catch it. So if you did, congratulations. So here we are running currently into resistance at $2.13, but from there I would open a new trade, not directly when we are touching it, because I expect here a rejection once again and a little bit of ranging between $2 and $2.13 for a while, and the indicators are cooling down at the same time. And once they're done with the cool down, when you see that the stochastic is at least here at like 30 points, 35 points, something like that, 30 to 35, I would start building a position, because once the stochastic hits the bottom on the 4-hourly chart, and the RSI also starts to turn around, that will most likely signal then the proper breakout attempt through $2.13 with continuation in direction of $2.70 and $3. So also here, you don't want to miss that once this is happening. So here, ALGO, I told you guys yesterday, when we start breaking out above 41 cents, that is a good moment to enter. So if you would have listened to me, you would be up now over 2%, roughly soon 3%. Also, the downward sloping trend line was broken. The only thing that you're looking out for right now is for a little bit more continuation all the way up to like 43 cents. There we most likely going to get a rejection. So just that you're prepared for that because of here, this level. So you can actually see that from left to right, that this is a big resistance level from over here, from all these wicks that we got every single time we got rejected. Here we briefly broke above it, but then we came back down here and retested also just a couple of days ago, once again, 2 days ago actually. So now we are back, going back to that level to retest this one more time. And also here, because the stochastic is already quite high, we could see another failure. The only thing that makes me think that the stochastic RSI might be fooling us here is the RSI, because the RSI is only at 50%. And there's so much more room to go higher. So as long as the RSI keeps this upwards trajectory, I would not take profit at 43 cents, because we potentially just push through that, ignore the stochastic, and just follow the MACD and the RSI into higher levels. And you then most likely only see that pullback coming from 46, 47 cents, and not earlier than that. So if you're currently in that trade, just keep an eye on it, so just be a little bit careful, keep an eye on it. But if we're not seeing here a massive rejection, like back to 41.5 cents, when we're touching it, most likely we are blasting through this and go first higher before we come lower again. Then Polkadot, also here, we are back in that accumulation box that I was talking about. Also here overall, we are forming a W pattern. If you look at this here, there's your W pattern. So within that accumulation box is a good moment actually to buy and start building a position, because once we are reaching here this level, we are going from $7 to $7.50 roughly. So that is, what is this? This is a 8% move-ish, 9% move. So if I take this from the current level, if you would start building from here, your position, you are looking potentially at 15%. Once we're breaking the neckline. So I'm not saying go all in here in that box. Again, you start building, you at like 5-10%, that's what you're starting out with on that trade. And then when we break through that box, you add a little bit more. And then when we break the neckline, you add the rest, and then you let it run, So, and that should average out roughly to like 12% of profit, more or less, when we're reaching a $7.50. The next one is Ripple. Ripple here still consolidating under the downward sloping trend line and that horizontal level. Once that horizontal level is broken, I don't expect the downward sloping trend line to give us any major resistance. The indicators here flatlining, the MACD about to turn around, the RSI going sideways. So here is definitely also a bigger move brewing. I would be not surprised to see in the next 24 hours a big candle shooting to like $3.70, $3.80, something like that on Ripple. And potentially then in the next coming days touching here the next golden ratio extension at $4.32. Then Sonic still needs a little bit more time on let me see. Can I see here? No, it was on a 12-hourly chart. So on a 12-hourly chart, it looks like that we are starting to bottom out here. So this might be a good moment to add to a spot position or build a spot position for Sonic. For a leverage position, I would still wait for this downward sloping trend line to be broken. I would not enter before that or start building a position before that. But for spot, you might be fine. You know, for spot, it doesn't look too bad here to start building a position. So now ETHFI, let's see. So I have another 2-3 minutes that I'm gonna sticking around here, guys, before I have to go. I had a chart where I actually had drawn shit, but it was not this one. So also here, you want to wait for a break of the downward sloping trend line. You could prematurely enter when this one is broken and start building a position from here, and then you add here at $1.92, and then you let it ride into the resistance here of $2.40 to $2.51. That would be my profit-taking area for a short-term trade on ETHFI. That area here. So if you're not afraid of a pullback when we come up here all the way back to like $2.16 and then getting continuation in direction of $3 and higher, then you can of course hold that trade. But right now, with how I see the market contracting, I would take profit where I can and roll it into a new position. So at least that's what I'm doing, you know. So you can do whatever you want, but I start rolling my profits over into other coins, because once we are hitting this, you're gonna get a consolidation potentially over a week or two before you get the next leg to the upside. So in this 1 or 2 weeks, I can put my money somewhere else to work and make more money, and then I can roll it back into that trade if I want to. Let me have a see. So I actually wanna go quick into Rune, because yeah, so I saw it collapsing earlier, so but it looks like that collapse is already over. So usually what I do when I see something like this, again, I was not fast enough to see it, because I fell asleep on my couch after I was done with remodeling my office here partially. Here around the $2 mark, I would have bought like crazy if I would have had the chance, because I would be up now already 20% only on spot without leverage. So imagine you would have caught this on leverage with 5x, you know, you would be up now 100% on your trade. So here on the daily chart, so here is potentially a little bit more downside, at least from the indicators, but I still believe that here $1.92 might have been a bottom for Rune, you know. So with the news that came out, with the potential insolvency, we might get tomorrow, after tomorrow, some candles that get a little bit close to that level again. So maybe we're gonna range here between $2.04 and $2.40. So we're gonna range here for the next 2 days, so that the stochastic can come down, the RSI can come down. But once they have bottomed out, expect a turnaround, and it might be also a volatile turnaround, really quickly back at least to the $3 mark, you know. So especially if they come around as early as next week with a proposal how they're going to restructure their financial situation. So if they come out with something that keeps the solvency and the integrity of the protocol while they are restructuring the bankruptcy, then expect that you're going to see here a big move, at least back to $3. So let me see here. I'm gonna do Doge. Yeah, you know what's funny? I saw the founder of Rune at Token 2049, and he was on the phone with his team talking about like, let's put here 100 million, let's do there 100 million, let's make this LP, let's do that and this, you know, while he was on the way to a side event, you know. So I caught him outside, and I had no chance to speak to him because he was on the phone, you know, so moving money around, and I was like, this is crazy, you know. So moving around while he's going on a side event, these kind of amounts, you know. So now they have a liquidity issue. Sorry guys. So now With Dogecoin, let's see what's happening here. Oh, wrong chart. I need a different chart. Let's see here, Doge. So that's why I had nothing on that. Okay, I just want to do it by hand. Doesn't matter. So there we go. I would say Doge looks like that it's soon. I would start nibbling now, actually. On the daily chart, this starts to look really, really good here. So also here you have here this overall symmetrical triangle coming in. Yeah, this looks actually more like a pennant right now. This is more like a pennant that you see here. So I would maybe wait for like 37 cents, you know. So once we're above 37 cents, that is where I would start building a position here. Let me put a line here. Yeah. So once we're above that level, that's where I would pull the trigger for Doge, and I would add at 40 cents. So I would add at 40 cents and at 43 cents, and that would be the last time that I would add, and then I would let it run, because it might run from here really, really quickly to 65, 70 cents. So and yeah, there's no reason, no point for me anymore to add to that position. So here you see on stochastic RSI on a daily chart, potentially tomorrow it will give us a buy signal, if not tomorrow, after tomorrow, because the RSI is already shaping up to point it to the upside. We have a green candle today. The MACD is turning around. So yeah, 37 cents. That is the level that I would be looking at. So I'm going to do one more. Let's see here. What do we have? What else do we have? Well, actually, that's COTI. Yeah, okay. Let's do COTI quick. Where is COTI here? COTI. COTI is in a falling wedge on a daily chart, so which is not bad. Just need to get out of it. And this looks like that we are close to get out of it. So here, stochastic turning around, MACD turning around, RSI pointing to the upside, green candle, bouncing off that green support order block here. So this might be breaking out by tomorrow, after tomorrow, and then might also really quickly reclaim 12 and 13 cents. So once we're above 13 cents, I can breathe a little bit more here with my position, because then I know that once we are reclaiming 13 cents and start building support here and form support here, that I'm going to get my move here into the 21 cents level, where I'm going to take massive profit. Guys, I have to run. We're almost here at 40 minutes. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, let me just pull this up here. Why does this not work? Okay. Yeah. Don't forget, guys, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, and I'll see you then again.